What is up, people? This is the Oracle. We are back online for another Legacy Cube draft. This pack is decent. If anything, we have Consecrated Sphinx, one of the better blue finisher. Pact of Negation is pretty good too. Dragon Lord's decent. I think it's slightly weaker than Sphinx though, especially since it's double colored. And I'm only pointing blue cards, but the blue cards I think are much better than anything else in this pack. I've been playing a ton of blue control deck, so I kind of want to do something else, but I don't think I can justify picking anything other than one of the blue card. If there was maybe a Goblin Guide, I would be willing to go mono red just to change a little bit, because again, I've been playing a lot of control recently. If there was a Rathalos, I would try to go ramp maybe, but there's really nothing that compares to the Sphinx in terms of power level, so just jam that. Nothing is great here, but I don't mind playing blue-red or blue-white splashing for red, and Volcanic Island is a very good land in this deck, obviously. I don't really see anything that would be better. Sorry about that. Last deck I played was actually green-white, mid-range deck with a bit of ramp, a ton of value. I had Eternal Witness, Den Protector, and Green Warden of Murasa, the 6 mana 5/4 that witness when it enters the battlefield and dies, plus Primal Command. And I did some really sick thing. It was just so funny. I could basically outvalue anything, even control decks, and I won 3-0. And that was one of the better drafts I had, with a very I don't know, strange deck that I hadn't ever played, and that worked very well. Very funny games too. Unfortunately, I messed up and I did not record the draft, so I wasn't able to upload that. But I wish I had, because the deck and the games were just amazing. In any case, nothing especially good here. We'll just pick Simulacrum, which is the better card for us. I don't think this is a very close pick, or that there is any other good option here. That green-white deck was just so cool. Alright. Dissipate is medium. That's probably the worst 3 mana counter spell. Forbid is obviously better. The one that scries is better. I don't remember the name just right now. And the new one that can counter abilities is better too. So Forbid is probably the worst, because exiling stuff doesn't matter a whole lot, I think, in this cube. That being said, there's not a ton of other things. Like, this is not gonna be a Datha deck. Careful is fine, but not my favorite unless I'm playing Reanimator. So I think we'll just pick Dissipate, and that's fine. Just not super exciting. Forbid is pretty cool with things. If you can assemble both cards, it's pretty much a soft lock, because you can buy it back every turn. You are drawing 2 cards every turn, and yeah, it's very hard for them to get out of that. Alright, a couple of decent red cards. I think I'm just gonna pick Celestial Colonnade though. It's one of the best manlands. I don't have to be red. And I just love the card. I think it's very good. Both Anger of the God, Hellkite, and even Firebolt are quite replaceable. Like, there are some other dragons, and I don't even really love dragons in blue-red decks. There are other sweepers, even though Anger is one of the best, and you have a lot of cheap burn spell. So I think we'll just pick Colonnade, which is a very unique card. Yeah. Anger of the Gods might be the best one because it exiles, which is sometimes relevant, but Slagstorm might just be better because you can use it to kill Planeswalker, which is sometimes quite relevant against as a deck, and being able to burn them instead of clearing the board is, yeah, much better if you're playing against another control deck, for example. So I think Slagstorm is overall the best one. Here there's not a ton. I think we should pick one of the two Piece of Fixing, and I think I just like Sulphur Falls more than Needle Spire. Explosive I've been fairly impressed with, I think it's fine, but I'm not gonna pick it over a good Piece of Fixing. I haven't played with Dark Dwellers yet. I would assume it's fine. There's not a lot of other things anyway. It's not the best to use with counter spells, but if you get something like Ancestral Vision, it's sweet. Any cheap removal should be pretty good with that. I'm willing to try that. Not sure that I will be blue-red, but it's fine. I do like Flame Slash quite a lot. It's very cheap and efficient. Slagstorm's decent, but I think I just like the cheap removal more, actually. This could end up being a young Pyromancer deck. It's not looking like it will be the case right now, but it could. There's not really anything else. I mean, Revoker for the side maybe, but just pick that. Not the biggest fan of Outpost Siege when I'm playing counter spells. Though, if we end up light on counter spells, I might play that. The thing is, I don't think you can play blue-red and be light on counterspell. I don't think this is really an option. On the other hand, Chief is awful. Delver, I hate that card. I think it's very bad in Legacy Cube, so maybe. But yeah, Siege with counterspell, not the best thing ever. Legacy Allure is very medium, even on the side, so I think I'm just gonna pick Gorger and maybe we just jump into Mono Red Beatdown if we get some more late things like Reef Bolt and whatnot. Yeah. Maybe we should just go Mono Red. Like, with first pick Sphinx, we saw a Dissipate and that's it. A bit of fixing, but that's not really great. I think we just might jump into Mono Red instead of some control deck. Flame Slash usually pretty bad in Mono Red, but playable. Dark Dweller is probably medium, but playable. Siege is great in Mono Red, though. I don't know. Yeah, maybe we just do that. Here I'm gonna pick Chain Lightning. I mean, you could just stay blue, white, red control, pick Dragon Lord here. I think it's perfectly fine, probably maybe better, but I'm a little bit sick of playing control decks, and blue has not seemed very open, so we'll just, we'll just burn people. Or at least try. Hopefully we'll end up with enough playballs, but we got pre-late Pyromancer, late Gorger, late Firebolt, late Reef Bolt. We might just be the only one playing that at the table. I mean, it's quite likely. Don't love Simulacra, I mean, burn, obviously. It's not great. Splinter Twin. We could be burn splashing for the combo. This is a pretty random archetype, but it's not the worst. Treachery is the best card here. We are seeing blue now, which makes sense because we did not pass any blue. Well, whatever, I'm just gonna pick Splinter Twin. We'll see. This draft is obviously not going super well, but I think it's a mixture of me opening one of the better cards in the cube and the card being blue, and then not getting past any blue, and then also being a little bit sick of playing some blue control deck, and all this together is gonna end up in, probably not making that draft better, but probably a little bit more funnier if anything. Yeah, I think we'll be burn splash for the combo. A great archetype. I mean, we need to get the Pestamite and the freaking Exarch, but if we can get there, you know that that's not even the worst. I think it's certainly not where you should be, but it's somewhere you can be. Okay, well there's a conscript here. There's a Sarkhan which be decent, but we are doing it. Bedlam Reveler, Incendiary Flow. I say we pick the flow. I guess there's still a chance I end up playing a blue-red shell. I mean, more blue is what I'm talking about. Manowar. I think that's the card I'm most likely gonna play. I'm not a big fan of Act of Aggression. Hellrider. That's a pretty good card. Now, we don't have a ton of cheap creatures, but maybe. I really wish I could have shown you this white-green deck. It was amazing. I hate white-green. I think it was one of the worst color combination in the cube, but phew, this deck was something else. And it was like super stable too. Like all the draws were looking similar because a lot of cards were similar. And it was just every time doing the same thing, which was ramping, putting some threat, and then recurring this threat until the opponent died. And it was really good at doing that. Mauler's pretty good. Mog War Marshal or Spellskite to protect the combo. Mog is like really bad actually, I think. So I'm just gonna pick that. I might not play it because, you know, who wants to know 4 in burn, but you never know. Chandra's decent if we end up burning or trying to burn. I mean, a couple of my burn spell can just be cheap removal. There's a chance I just cut the crappy creatures and add the Sphinx, Dissipate, Simulacrum, Flame Slash, and just go blue-red, Kiki-Chiki combo control. We'll see, it really depends on what we get here. Either way, I think we'll end up with 23 decent cards. I don't think we, despite not being sure about what we were doing and still not really being sure, if anything, red is open, and we'll be playing red, so, you know, should end up with something decent. We might end up with something decent. We are praying to the gods of magic that we end up with something decent. Right now, I feel like I've limited too few burn spell and cheap creature to have a good burn deck. That's the problem. But depending on what gets up in pack 3, this might change. If I somehow get both Pestamite and Exarch, which is likely because I don't think anyone would pick these since we have both Twin and Cheeky. But if I get past both somehow, I'm more likely gonna go for some type of control-y deck. I think it's just a better shell to do that, and a safer way to win. Factory. Factory is pretty good in mono reds. Forked Bolt. Not bad. Reveler is not the worst. And another cheap creature. Alright, well, we have 19 playables. If we go mono red. Yeah, again, I don't think, despite this, draft being a little bit all over the place, I don't think we have any risk of, being short on playables. And, I mean, it's very rare in Cube. Sometimes it happens, though. I feel like a lot of people are playing blue, and if you force blue a little bit too much, you end up in trouble sometime. That's one of the easy way to be a bit short on playable. You will never have like, I mean, even in recent limited sets, you don't really end up short on playable. Being short on playable was You know, it happened quite a bit of time ago. It can still happen, but it's very rare. I'm pretty sure Gorehouse Chainwalker is wheeling, so I think we should just pick Scalding Tarn. Even if we don't end up playing blue. I really don't see that card not wheeling, so... Phoenix. Phoenix good. I think we're more leaning towards the burn deck, but who knows. Deceiver Exarch though. I mean, we could just go burn Splash for the combo, I don't know. There was Wandering Fumarole too, but I think we tried... Well, actually Exarch is wheeling, where Fumarole might not wheel, so this might have been a mistake. At least, I mean, it's funny because we can just play... we might be able to play Burn, just straight up Burn game 1, and then we side into blue-red combo control. Or, you know, the other way around. That could be kind of cool. Surprise opponent. Ebot, I think, is pretty likely to wheel, so I kind of want to pick Daze here. I think the blue-red deck is going to be better, if anything, so... That's funny. I don't think there's anyone else playing red at the table. There's no red control player, probably no red aggro player. There's, you know, red is just... We are probably the only one at the table playing red. And this is why we might get to play two different decks, which would be funny. How many picks left? I mean, packs left before we start winning stuff. These and 3 more pack. Yeah, if we do get the Pestamite somehow, this is gonna be very solid. Otherwise, it might be a little bit more... a bit less solid, I guess. Remove Soul. Pretty sure we'll go for the blue-red control-y combo-y deck. The thing is, here, if we cut... I don't think this would be a great burn deck. It would be fine, but we are missing a couple really important cards like Goblin Guide, Lightning Bolt, some more cheap creatures, some more burn. I think the twin deck is just going to be better, even if we don't get the Pestamite. Spire Bluff Canal. Sure. These cards are probably wheeling anyway. Ooh, Recruiter is sick. Getting both Kiki-Jiki and Exarch. It's not Pestamite, but it adds a lot to the consistency. And now if we get Pestamite in the last booster, that'd be sick. But yeah, we pretty much abandoned the burn plan at this point, I think. No Pestamite, oh well. Control Magic is great. Probe, pretty good. Will not play that, will not play that. Pyromancer is probably just fine in this deck. Lavamancer is decent. I kinda wanna cut... I will probably cut one of these thing. This is 21 playable. A bit light, but not like super light. And worst case scenario, we can add a couple random things. Wheeler Rogue's decent. We can fetch it with Recruiter. If we don't get anything better to do, it's a decent card to copy with Twin or Breaker, so, you know. Not a bad thing to have. I don't really see ourselves playing any of these. Stoke, I guess. Is Bedlam Reveler any good here? I don't think so. Well, maybe. But maybe I should have picked Cathartic Reunion actually. Yeah, that's probably the pick actually. Reunion can help us assemble the combo and draw into what we need. It was probably the pick. Yeah, I would be happy to trade that A-bot. That was bad. I wasn't paying enough attention. I was trying to count the number of instant sorceries. And this is 7, 8. 8 is not a lot. It's not a ton. Oh jeez, I wish I had freaking Reunion as my 23rd card. Now I'm gonna have to play something like A-bot, which is medium. Yeah, that was a bad misclick. I don't think we play Factory. I mean, it's cool, but I don't think we need that to win, and we have some double blue, triple red. I think we should be safer. We should aim for something safer. I guess A-bot is the worst of the remaining cards. Jeez, I wish this was Reunion. Like, I was thinking, well, Reunion not that great. We are not discarding stuff. I mean, we don't care about discarding stuff and all, but actually it would be pretty good. And again, I really don't love Outpost Siege with count spells. I think, Stoke the Flames might just be better than A-bot, I think. Alright. Yeah, the mana base should be slightly more red, I guess, but yeah. This is 11 reds, 10 blue. Do we make it 12-9 for the Kiki Chiki? No, I think this is fine. Alright. Kind of a weird draft, but we ended up with a very functional draft deck. Quite sure that Cathartic Reunion would be a pretty huge upgrade over Stoke the Flames, but you know, it's not the end of the world. So we'll just play that. I hope you enjoyed the draft. Thanks for watching, and see you guys for round uno.